coverage of the SFL Season 23 continues right here in Houston, Texas at Vibe Sports Stadium with the Houston Headhunters. New look, new people, but same old Headhunters facing a new squad coming up through the ranks in the Pittsburgh Riverhogs here in Houston. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Week 1. I am Brett Solberg alongside Freddie the Sage, Eddie Gage here with me tonight. And Eddie, we got ourselves two teams, one that's so established that you know their history back and forth, and another one trying to make new history here today. What do you see out of these two teams here tonight?
First of all, let's get this out the way. I don't need a damn introduction. They know who I be. Hall of Fame strong safety, the best to ever done it. #1 in every damn category that there is, that's important. But it's not about me. It's about these two teams. Yo, as you said, we down here in Houston. It's hot as hell down here. I don't know how y'all put up with this humidity, but Pittsburgh gonna find a way to do it for the next 40 minutes or so and come out here with a W. Let's see who's did it.
Yeah, and that's the big thing here. Pittsburgh has something to prove against an established Houston squad that has been to playoff after playoff after playoff, and Houston will get the ball first as here we go here in Houston, Texas. Kickoff returned at the 10-yard line, coming up to the 30-yard line, going up through. It's going to be DR Sim on the return all the way to the 34-yard line, and this will be the Houston debut of QB #1, OJ Bruin. Eddie, what do you see OJ doing in this first sequence?
I talked to Damon in the offseason. He says OJ Bruin has been looking good in preseason, been looking good all offseason in the Sims. Let's see if it translates when it comes to live action.
No running backs to start off on their first play of the game. Sim is going to move from right to left on this first play, 1st and 10. It's going to be a quick and easy pass from OJ Bruin down the field. Going to be intercepted! Corey Menner, the free safety, dropping out and getting the early start for this Pittsburgh Riverhawks squad, and just like that, OJ has an interception on his board.
And we see Pittsburgh come out in the very first possession in a cover 2 defense. I thought OJ Bruin was going to pay for it, but in fact, he threw it right into the hands of the defense, and Pittsburgh looking to make some noise here, Brett.
It was one of the biggest downsides of Bruin's season last year. 23 interceptions, and he gets paid off right away. And now Pittsburgh, led by Eric Price, the long journeyman over on, will get the start here tonight. 1st and 10 coming in, 2 receivers on the left side. It's going to be a handoff to start by it's going to be Mike Churchill on the side, gets dropped. Those are a 2-yard loss. It's going to be 2nd and 12.
No push from the left tackle as he got knocked about 2 yards into the backfield. Left the running game with nowhere to go.
And it's going to be interesting to see how this Pittsburgh team progresses throughout this game. There's expectations on both the run and pass game as Price slings it forward. It's going to find Connor Weston, the former Jacksonville King, 9-season veteran in the league, to get the first down.
Hold your horses. He's also a former Arizona Scorpion. That's where he learned and bred from and got all that intel of how to be a better receiver. The hell with DR Sim.
But Connor Weston making some impact early on this Pittsburgh offense, getting it all the way to the 30-yard line. As it's going to be set up once again, 2 receivers on the left side, one on the near right, almost on an offside tight end position, standing up. Price with a 5-step drop, tossing around. He's going to have to go with the fumble, but it is recovered by the offensive lineman. It's going to get dropped all the way back. That's down 6 yards, but for the good part of Pittsburgh, they still have the ball.
Wow, that was a recipe for the disaster right there. Running around like the ball is a loaf of bread. Look at him right here in the replay. Wow, that ball is behind his waist there, Brett.
There was no peace from Jason Peace as he slammed Price all the way to the ground and jarring the ball loose. And now it's going to be 2nd and the 2 distances between North and South Texas for Pittsburgh. 3 receivers out. They're going to shift Weston over from slot left to right. Once again, Price back to throw. He's going to sling it down the middle. Finds Ben Harrison for the first down. And just like that, Pittsburgh's passing offense is starting to heat up.
Yeah, and Cain Vasquez, a strong safety, out there in the cover 3 look, went running towards the sideline, left the free safety single high. That's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, the big, yeah, you can see Kai Cash wanting to get a little bit extra separation just in case if that ball went long, but decided to laser it through. Eric Price did, and that's what resulted in that catch. Once again, 1st and 10. They're starting to love their 2 receivers on the left side. Price back to throw once again, but no time to get that ball off, and it's going to be a sack on the board for the rookie, Chris Joseph.
Houston bringing a lot of pressure. That time was a zone blitz. Confused the quarterback a bit. Nowhere to go with the football. He was forced to eat it.
Yeah, and once again, same situation that Pittsburgh was just 3 plays ago. 2nd and 16, but they're much closer to the field this time. A lot more confidence coming from this Pittsburgh offense. And once again, 3 receivers set here on 2nd and 16. And they are going to sling that rock again. Price down the middle looking for his tight end and Keith Wheeler, but it's jarred loose by a combination of D-backs led by Blake Bryan. And very quickly, Eddie, I'm going to get through this Pittsburgh offense. We've seen Eric Price. We've got the running back duo of Mike Churchill and BB Belitz. Can't forget about fullback Cooper Allen. Wide receiver trio is Devin Lloyd, Ben Harrison, and Connor Weston. Tight end Keith Wheeler. And the offensive line consists of Rachel and Taylor Menor, one of 4 Menors on this squad. 3rd and 16 coming up. It's going to be a pass fake. Down the middle, finds Weston, but does not get enough for the 1st down. 2 yards short, stopped at the 5. Houston makes a stand.
3rd down and 16. Houston's job is to keep every receiver in front of them, force them to fall, tackle them short of the sticks. They do so. They're going to force a field goal attempt here.
Now comes the kicking unit led by Adam Vinatieri coming in. 22 yards, very much so a chip shot, but more importantly, a chance for Pittsburgh to strike first on the road. Kick is up and right down Main Street. No problems at all. 8 plays, 39 yards, 2 minutes, 55 seconds, ending in, yes, you heard it from the Sasquatch, yeah, special teams.
Where is Cliff Allen when you need him?
Nowhere. Not here, that's for sure.
He's in Seattle.
Definitely not with us here at South Shore Harbor Resort. Enjoying this game live. Calling my 2nd game live with you all guys. I appreciate it. Doing my first play-by-play here, and now Houston gets another opportunity to bring this ball down. Again, Sim returns it right at the 10-yard line, has plenty of space down, gets up all the way to the 35, and finds his way down to the 40. Now, if you are Houston, your first play led to interception. Do you go straight to Josh Slapp on this first play?
I think you have to. You have to keep his confidence level up. He threw a pick on his first career throw as a Houston Headhunter. But yeah, you got to keep this guy's confidence up.
Yeah, we've already made more mistakes than Mike Daggs has with the Houston Hyena name. But nonetheless, Houston does have the football, 3 receivers out, and they do have Josh Slapp on the offside halfback position. They are going to hand it off to him, and the Pittsburgh defensive line doing great work to get to him right away, only gets a yard, 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9. You want to try to stay ahead of the chains for O.J. Bruin. He's trying to come out here and show and prove why Houston was so happy to get him.
Now they brought Shepard Bakarian on the backside. Slapp taking a break, and they will hand it off to him. Has space on the left side, will get the 1st down, and gets out of bounds. Not before getting 14 yards on that run to set up another 1st down.
So far early in this contest, we've seen Pittsburgh come out with a lot of cover 2 defense, whether it's been in their base personnel or nickel. They believe in that cover 2 defense, Brett.
Yeah, and it looks like that Houston's counter may have to be that run game, and they've got 2 good ones out there. Shepard Bakarian and Josh Slapp both finished last season top 10 in the league in yards. 1st and 10, you got Trips Bunch on the left. It's going to be another handoff, this time to Slapp, and the defensive backs get to Slapp only for 3 yards. Adam Knoll, the tackler. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
2nd down and 7, and the head coach over there for Houston looking more like Mike St. Green than it is D.R. Sim.
Got 2 caterpillars for eyebrows there. Make Harry Carey jealous with those eyebrows. 2nd and 7 coming up. You just got 1 receiver on the right side. That is D.R. Sim. They're going to sling this on 2nd down, but there is a flag on the play as Bubba Bruiser downs O.J. Bruin. It's going to be a face mask, which is going to be a personal foul. So that's 15 yards given to Houston.
Home cooking because it didn't look that bad.
We've been enjoying some home cooking here. We've had some beef sliders earlier that were absolutely delicious. I'll say that for sure. It's going to be an automatic first down in the 29.5-yard line. Toss play to slap. It was great work from Cain Vasquez to wrap slap before he could get any momentum. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8, and just inside of field goal range here for Houston. Got to be smart with the football, though.
Yeah, it's all about being smart. You knew you threw that interception early on, but it's been safe goings for Bruin here on this second drive. He's going to sling this out on 2nd down. Sees the pocket collapsing, steps back a little bit, and the pass is just deflected, looking for Israel Adams. And Adam Knoll gets his hand to the football.
Wow, I thought Israel Adams was going to have his first career touchdown as a member of this Houston organization. Saw him earlier hit at the convention. He's very excited to be a Houston headhunter.
Yeah, just going back in that play, it was deflected off Nold, and it was in the breadbasket of Adams, but he couldn't secure it. It's going to go to 3rd and 8. They got 4 receivers out. Key in on Sim, who's going to move on the motion. Israel Adams to the bottom. Looks to be a man set here for Pittsburgh as they have it's going to be zone. They move forward. They will find a receiver on the left side. It's Mike St. Green's first catch of the game. It's going to be first down for Houston.
You would think Mike St. Green just secured a first down and win his first SFL championship the way he just got up and celebrated. But hey, we got a lot of football left. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'm thinking he knows that this will be his only catch tonight, so he's going to celebrate as much as possible. The only way that DR Sim is going to stay, 15,000 yards away from Brett Killian is getting more catches, so he's going to ask for more targets for sure. 1st and 10, trips to the right.
Here comes the blitz.
And here comes the pursuit, but Slap gets through that first level and will get a nice chunk of yardage. 5 yards to inch themselves ever closer to that 10-yard line.
You want to attack the blitz out of dime personnel, run the ball right up the 8 gap and pray that the center gets his hands on the linebacker. If he does, it could be a house call.
Heavy set for 2nd down. This is just scream and run right for Vicarian. But look out for Bullfine, like he said, but Vicarian's going to get the rock. Gets pushed back, but it's going to get through for the first down. He's going to try to push forward and gets pushed out of bounds inside the 2, maybe at the 1-yard line. That is pure power from Shepard Vicarian.
Vicarian showing why DeMond was so giddy when he got out and grabbed him from Jacksonville. I remember him talking to him on the phone. He was very excited to secure that young man.
Very close to being out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, but manages to keep his feet in. Has those, tiny size 4 feet that really help out in this case. 1st and goal. Very heavy set. This is typical goal line fashion for any team that you see out there inside the 5. Fake to the fullback, and that passes to a ghost out there. It's going to lead to 2nd and goal.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was headed towards the fullback or to DR Sim, but both of them got rubbed off their route.
Yeah, OJ has to remember that Chris Curtis plays for Carolina. Second and goal. They've got their fullback on the offset right. Tiberius Bullvine on the far right side as well. It's going to be a toss. Diving through the end zone is going to be Josh Slap. He's going to get that touchdown, put 6 on the board for Houston.
That strong G-toss, very hard to defend, particularly in goal line situations as we tend to pack the paint, bringing one down inside, trying to stop those interior runs, but that toss is just hard to defend.
Just looking to get to the end zone before Cain Vasquez could ever touch him, so he dove to the ground, but nonetheless, still gets the 6 points on the board. Houston has brought back the vibe in Vipe Sports Stadium with that touchdown. Kick is up and good from Sonny J. Gets the extra point, and more importantly, gets the lead for these Houston Headhunter squad.
One of the incentives, I wonder if DeMond chose both running backs to get 5 TDs this season. Did you, DeMond? Yes, he did.
Well, that's something I can check real quick here if my phone would not get so slow. But nonetheless, Pittsburgh's going to get this ball back. Canadian speed true. Pittsburgh to receive the ball at the 2-yard line. It's going to be Devin Lloyd on the return. Gets up to the 25, shovels a man down before going down to the 31-yard line. And Pittsburgh's going to set things up. A little bit of momentum started by getting that first set of points in this game. Now behind, what would be the game plan on this drive?
For me, perhaps I try to get the run game involved a bit more and take some of this pressure off of their passing game.
Yeah, and I think that Eric Price can definitely ease his way in on this second drive. Maybe gets Mike Churchill his first ever carries as a running back.
$4 million man, they better.
Yeah, that's a lot of money going to one running back, but there's a lot of upside on that talent of Mike Churchill. But it's going to be a pass on first down. Price slings it over to Lloyd. Can't get his hands on the football fully. It's going to be jarred loose by John Barnhart for second down.
Great defense there by Houston on that racketing receiver.
And the big key, you don't want to have too many drops early in this contest. It's going to shake your confidence moving down, progressing through, especially when it gets into a tight situation. You don't want that. 2nd and 10 coming up for Pittsburgh. So Price back to throw once again, going down the middle of the field, looking for Weston. And maybe an ill-advised slide down to the field that might have altered his catching ability, but nonetheless incomplete.
So far, the receivers for Eric Price are letting them down. Back-to-back, very catchable balls that they allowed to slip through their hands.
Easily about 23, 24 yards that they've probably lost from those drops, but they still have to rein things back for 3rd and 10. They got trips on the left side. They're going to go one more time with the pass. Price looking down the middle of the field, was looking for Keith Wheeler, but Guy Incognito's hands just enough for the deflection for 4th down.
Unfortunately for Pittsburgh, have to punt this ball back to this Houston offense, and they seem to be finding their rhythm.
Yeah, not a lot of action in the run game so far from Pittsburgh, which is a little surprising. You want to have that balance to start things off, maybe make things a little bit more unpredictable as you go down the field. But right now it's been the Eric Price show, slinging a lot of the rock. Houston return this. It's going to be Israel Adams. You get a couple yards on that punt return, but they're going to start the 34-yard line. Pretty good field position.
Very good starting field position for Houston. Like we said, they seem to have found a rhythm here after that shaky start by OJ.
And OJ has a lot of targets to look at. DR Sim, Mike St. Green, Israel Adams all had over 500 yards of receiving last season. 8 touchdowns between the three. 1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to Slap, and he's going to maneuver his way around past the second level and get a nice chunk of 9 yards for 2nd and 1.
Last season, Houston was a very run-oriented offense. Although they're known for their passing game, perhaps getting their running game more involved is what led them to a playoff appearance last season.
Last season, 2nd best, 139 rushing yards as this ball goes to Vicarian to get the necessary yardage for the 1st down, and a league 23rd, 175 passing yards. Might be a little bit different now that OJ is in the reins under center, but nonetheless, it's going to make things more interesting from this Houston offense. 1st and 10, offset running back on OJ's left. Pittsburgh showing blitz with that 50. Watch for Dimitri Monzuma. It's going to be a toss play to Slap, who's going to break free, and they're going to give Josh Slap the 1st down, enough forward progression before the hit to move the chains.
Well, you called it. Pittsburgh showing blitz, and they brought it right the A gap. Less help to get to the outside and bring down this running game.
2 main linebackers to focus on when you're showing blitz. It's going to be the 2 outside linebackers, Gino McFly and Dimitri Monzuma, 50 and 56 respectively. 3 wide receivers on 1st and 10 for Houston. They're going to go with an offset handoff to Vicarian. He's going to just bruise his way forward. Not even McFly could hold him down to get 9 yards.
I remember talking to DeMar in the offseason. One of the things he wanted to focus on was adding some weight onto Vicarian, and so far, he's showing why.
I swear, you talk to DeMond maybe every other day, it feels like.
He calls me.
Yeah.
He calls me.
Yeah, it's about, what, 2-hour conversations every other day, it feels like?
At least.
Yeah, just...
It gets tiresome.
Yeah, I would imagine. 2nd and 1 coming up, and it's going to be a handoff to Slap, who's trying to inch his way forward, and once again, they're going to be given the 1st down. Very close call from Josh Slap.
Yeah, that was some home cooking right there. I thought he was short. And they aren't going to challenge it either.
A little early to call, to use your challenge. You don't want to lose that timeout just in case, even if it's the 1st half. We're nearing the final minute here in this 1st quarter. So we pass from Bruin, a quick drop to the Hall of Famer Tiberius Bovine. Age does not matter for him. 21 seasons strong, he's still catching footballs.
I'm wondering, I retired already. What's he waiting on to retire?
Last season, Bovine, 35 catches, 480 yards, and a league 5th, 7 touchdowns to his name. Definitely wants to get to double digits this season. Another 3 receivers set, going to 4. Game clock down to 5 seconds. This will be the last play of the first quarter. O.J. Bruno slings this down the field, finds the other tight end, Randy Pierce. 6 more on the board for Houston.
You know, O.J. took a long time to hike that ball, and perhaps he was a bit confused for a bit because Pittsburgh came out with 2 defensive linemen standing up, and he was just trying to figure out and read the defense. But once he settled in and realized what was going on, it was easy.
Definitely more confidence in O.J. Bruin after that first interception. Gets his first touchdown as a headhunter. And the extra point from Sonny J is up and good. 2 minutes, 54 seconds off that play. And Pittsburgh has 1 second left in the first quarter. See if they can get any action here.
Randy Pierce had 1 touchdown all of last season for Indianapolis. Picks up his first here in Houston in week 1 of the season.
Kickoff away, going right out of bounds, is going to be returned by Devin Lloyd. He's going to get all the way to the 30-yard line, and the 31 is going to be where Pittsburgh will end up. First quarter in the books. Pittsburgh struck early, but Houston found a way to get 2 unanswered touchdowns. 14-3 is your score after 1. We'll be right back after just a few seconds. Back at Vipe Sports Stadium here in Houston, Texas, just as well as we are as human beings here at South Shore Harbor Resort. Houston, make some noise. Thank you, guys.
They've been drinking.
Yeah, drinking too much. Pittsburgh to get the start of their drive here in the second quarter at the 31-yard line. Price back to throw. He's going to find a wide open Connor Weston out on the sidelines. He's going to get 9.5 yards, sliding out of bounds.
In between possessions, ball security and securing that football for Eric Price was probably a point of emphasis. As you can see, Connor bringing that ball in with 2 hands.
That was the biggest thing. We saw him dive last time like that, and it didn't work out for him. This time he got the catch here. 2nd and inches. Are we going to see that first carry from Mike Churchill? And indeed we are. And it's going to just get the first down according to the referees. Move those chains, my friend.
And they are not going to challenge. I thought he was short as well, Brett.
So what'd you call that, a way cooking?
Yes, so.
Toss off to B.B. Belez.
Oh,
who's going to fumble the football right into the hands of Blake Prine, who's going to give Houston another possession.
Just when the offense for Pittsburgh started to get going, they give the ball right back to Houston, who's going to get great starting field position right around the 42-yard line.
Blake Prine with the key ball jarring first off, and then it was Jason Peace, the inside linebacker, to recover the football. Just great timing, didn't even let the ball drop.
No. Right into
and
his
now
lap.
Houston in prime position at the 43. That you have to think OJ is salivating at this spot.
Look at the defensive line.
It's a handoff to Slap on the left side. He's going to get a couple yards out of it. And this time Pittsburgh was ready for that first level to be broken. And now it's only 3 yards.
Only 3 yards, but if they continue to apply the kind of pressure they've done so far with these line stunts, it could be a long day for that running game.
And it really helps Houston's running offense when you have a 2-headed beast like Slap and Vicarian.
Absolutely.
So Pittsburgh has to be ready for both running backs, especially that power that Vicarian has been, proving in this first quarter. 2nd and 7. They're going to move Pierce over to the left side to help out with Daisy Peace. Quick step drop from OJ, and his tough coverage in between looking for Bovine, but it was well covered by the former San Diego Maverick and Tom Krieg.
Bovine, a 21 season veteran, has to learn to come back to the ball.
Third and 7. Again, trips bunch to the left side. It's going to be a rollout for Bruin. No time whatsoever for Bruin as Bubba Bruiser, the Portland Fleet player, comes in to get the sack.
The clock ran out. Got to read the defense. You see they're showing blitz. Never accounted for them on the offensive line. You got to make an adjustment.
It easily breezed by tackle Caney Cook to get to Bruin as well. When you talk about that clock, I think that clock went 1-0. No time at all for Bruin to even look at his progressions. They're going to punt this football away. Sonny J doing double duty as kicker and punter. It's going to be fair caught by Lloyd at the 14-yard line. Pittsburgh has got a little bit of ways to go. 11-point deficit at this spot. 7:55 left in the second quarter. Are we going to see just the same thing, more passes from Eric Price?
I hope not. They started to get the run game going a bit on that last possession prior to that fumble. Let's see if they go back to it.
We do have a fullback. Looks to be Cooper Allen. Former Scorpion coming in right behind. Looks to be Mike Churchill on this 1st and 10 play. They're going to move Ben Harrison on the left side to bounce that field out. Play clock down to 1. They will get it off, and it will go to Churchill, who does get his first positive carry of his career, and is going to be a Pittsburgh uniform for 4 yards.
Played wide receiver last season. Decided to hang up the wide receiver cleats and pick up some running back cleats and knee pads and all things like that. Take a lot of abuse. No thank you.
Split backs for 2nd and 6. It's going to be a handoff to BB Belitz, who's just going to run his way through to get the first down. And now we're starting to see that hard-nosed Pittsburgh offense that a lot of teams have known them about in the minors.
Brett, I got a question for you.
I got an answer for you.
If management came to you and said, hey, I know you're a Hall of Fame wide receiver, but we need you to tote the rock this season at tailback, would you do it?
No.
Thank you for your honesty.
I'm about 7,000 yards away from DR Sim at this point. I need those yards. Price back to throw. He's going to find Weston. Had 2 defenders right behind him on the run, but gets the catch, and Pittsburgh starting to move.
Behind the corner in front of the safety, that was his best throw of the day so far for Eric.
Very easily, and you can see Weston split the 2 defenders as well. They were not expecting Weston to go deep, and as he went deeper, he was more open, and that was just easy goings for Eric Price. Another 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. They're starting to move closer to midfield. Once again, Price back to throw. Quick throw and catch. Lloyd will get into the party as well and gets into enemy territory. Pittsburgh is really cooking now.
I didn't see what safety that was, so I'm just going to leave his name out of it, even on the replay, because he was nowhere near intercepting this pass. Not sure what he was thinking. He was about 3 yards away from that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It could have been Guy Incognito. It could have been maybe Al Ingram III. We haven't seen much of him yet so far tonight, but nonetheless, Devin Lloyd's going to get a deep catch. And now Pittsburgh at the 35, looking to make some noise. Price back to throw once again. It's going to find Weston, and that separation that Connor Weston has brought in this game, especially in this drive, has helped Pittsburgh move forward.
And he caught it on the same route, a skinny post.
They just look through it. He's in between linebackers. He's right in front of safeties and corners. There's like an open pocket that Weston has found in that Houston defense that has really helped things out, not only for him, but for the Riverhawks. 1st and 10, 5:50 left to go in the second quarter. It's going to be a handoff to Belitz, and he's going to get smacked right away by Jason Peace. They're going to give him a yard, a very favorable yard, 2nd and 9.
Jason Peace, all quiet, has kept having a great first half thus far.
Absolutely. We've seen him in a lot of different plays. He's got that fumble recovery earlier on. He's definitely been in pressure of the quarterback, as well as had a deflection in his game as well. Lloyd's going to move outside, more into a slot position as Price goes back to throw, looking for Weston again. Catches it one-handed, ends up out of bounds They're going to give him 3 yards on that catch.
So far in this drive, Connor Weston has become the favorite target for here, Eric Price.
And you look at the comparisons between the rest of the wide receiver set this past season. Devin Lloyd and Ben Harrison only had 9 receptions apiece this season. Connor Weston, 59. So there's a lot of veteran presence that Weston brings to the table. Price back to throw again. Gets it out of his hands before he gets sacked looking for Weston, in and out. Houston's got to thank Kai Catch for that jarring of the ball loose. It's going to be once again 4th down inside the red zone for Pittsburgh.
Kai Cash preempted the end zone dance and said there would be no celebrating here for you tonight.
And it was again another very risky throw, this time from Eric Price, because that ended up being triple coverage.
Yes.
Right at the end zone. So it was in the right spot. That would have been an amazing catch from Connor Weston as well. 31 yards out for Vinatieri on the left hash mark to make this 14-6. Kick is up, it's veering right, and it'll hit between the marks. Thank you, Mickey, as it's a 9-play, 72-yard drive to only get 3 points. A great drive from Pittsburgh, but there's got to be a little bit deflating not to get the 6.
It is, but they make it a 1-score game here. Touchdown and 2-point conversion.
And Beetlejuice Menor giving me the nod, saying that I was right with that. Very deflating for that Pittsburgh squad. Nonetheless, they'll still take points. 3 is better than 0. So they're going to kick things back to Houston's way. At the 6-yard line, it's going to be DR Sim all the way up to the 30. Man, he's got some wheels for his old age. He still gets to the 33-yard line.
I tell you what, the guy's all-time leading receiver and catches, yards, and now he's out here on special teams trying to pad his stats there too. I mean, when is enough?
Apparently for him, never. At this stage. He's fresh to the special teams unit as well. Before this game, he only had 5 kick returns to his name. It was mostly Mike St. Green with the returns. I guess he just got tired of doing the kick returns. Maybe retirement home, who knows. 1st and 10, 3 receivers out for Houston, I should say. They're going to move Israel Adams to make that a trips on the left side. Toss play down to slap. Easily read by Geno McFly. No room to go, no gain.
Had he broken that tackle, the defense, for whatever reason, was lined up strong side left. I'm not sure why, but had he broken that tackle, there was some running room there for him.
Yeah, there was some room, but once McFly got to him, it was no chance. 2nd and 10, they're going to shift Bovine over. Still got 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Key in on DR Sim on the bottom. Plenty of space to throw the ball with. Bruin decides to throw right instead, looking for St. Green. And it's in and out of the hands. Maybe not expecting that defensive back to kind of hit him there. But nonetheless, it's Butterfingers for St. Green.
Now I'm starting to see why he got up and celebrated that 1st down reception.
Like I said, he's only going to get the 1 catch tonight.
Not a football game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We still got 24 minutes to go. I could be proven wrong. 2nd and 10. Bruin back to throw. Hefty lefty hefts it out. Looking for Randy Pierce, who had the touchdown earlier. And once again, same as Mike St. Green, a little bump to the back leads to the incompletion. 4th down.
That was a bang play, but as a tight end, he's got to bring that ball in.
Now for the first time, we're going to see, a second time I should say, Sonny Jay's going to punt this football away. This is a prime opportunity for Pittsburgh to get within 1 if they get this touchdown, but we'll have to see what their starting field position is going to be. As it's going to be returned and picked up at the 32-yard line. Good work from Devin Lloyd to at least get a couple yards out of it, but Pittsburgh, good field position.
3:54 left in this first half, and all 3 timeouts. Time is not a factor. Can Pittsburgh cut into this lead?
The 2 scoring drives have been under 3 minutes as well, both field goals, so they could use all 3:54 if they need to, but we've seen already in this game that they don't need a handoff to Churchill, smothered right away by the pursuing Blake Prine to lose 1 yard, 2nd down.
Blake broke on that ball so quickly, I almost wonder if there was a run blitz. Was it DeMar?
Run blitz? It was a run blitz. 100%. It's good to have Damon right here so that we can just throw questions at him.
There you go.
Zone blitz, he said, on that. 2nd and 11. Lloyd's going to shift over right beside Connor Weston. There's going to be a rollout to the left for Price. Looking one-handed. Ben Harrison trying to get flashy, but once again, he's got to tell him it's prime time.
That was great defense by Houston. Can't blame him for that drop.
But yeah, you have to think, maybe reach out with two hands. You might have a little bit of a better catch instead of trying to make it flashy.
Well, you can tell your quarterback to bring it closer to you. So
That's true. I'm just saying, there's only two wide receivers that can do that in the league. One's sitting about 10 feet away from me, and one's right here. And it's no time whatsoever for Eric Price to get that football off. Al Ingram III says you ain't got no chance, buddy.
Run that blitz right off the edge, and Eric Price stood no chance. And this is play action, by the way.
That's the dangers of play action, especially if you're not expecting blitz, is that once that handoff happens, you got to turn around quickly, and Price did not turn around. Fourth down, punting deep in their own territory. Punt is placed right at the 5-yard line. It's going to be right returned by Adams. He will get a couple yards, and now the ping pong match has started. Houston at the 37.
Houston at the 37-yard line. This is their opportunity to end the half, to pretty much expand on this lead if they can.
And the biggest thing, if you want to break Pittsburgh's spirits before you head to the locker room, make it a 21-6 game. That would be back-breaking for a Pittsburgh team trying to make a noise in their first season. First 10, slap going inside, getting 3 yards, and that's just what Houston wanted. They just want to run up the gut.
Run up the gut, run out this clock, attack that man defense.
Tire Pittsburgh's defensive line as well. And Pittsburgh bringing the heat on the left side on here, a second down. It's going to be a quick pass from Bruin. Nowhere near DR Sim. It was aimed for his back instead of his hands. Incomplete.
Got bumped off the line. 90% of the battle between a corner and wide receiver is won at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 7. One more chance for Pittsburgh to try to stop Houston from any forward progression. 3 receivers down on the bottom. I wouldn't be too surprised if he heads that way, and he does. Right to Bovine. Didn't look like Bovine was covered at the start of play or at the catch, which is going to result in the first down.
Pittsburgh tried their best to disguise the coverage pre-snap. They showed like they're going to blitz off that right side, backed out of it, brought another, but I'll tell you what, OJ, he recognized it. Despite his failures in previous seasons, he's playing up the parcel for today.
Corey Menner just a little bit too late to try to cover Bovine on the catch as we have the 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh gets a field goal, but Houston still retains their lead, 14-6. 120 seconds left to go in this first half.
What do you think the conversation was like this week, knowing the men were going up against their dad?
Man, I don't know. That's tough to say. Dang. There's no talk whatsoever. Give him the cold shoulder. Saw that right there. 1st and 10. 120 seconds left in this first half. And they're going to load that left side. You got 4 receivers out there, including... And now Bruin to sling things off. Looking down the middle, looking for slap, but you got some laundry down in the field. Is this going to be our first pass interference? No, it's going to be an incidental face mask, which Houston will accept. It's going to be 1st and 5.
That's a terrible call. That's a terrible call.
I mean, if you want to go out there, throw some stripes on.
Nah.
That's the second time you complained about a penalty call here.
If I'm on the field, I'm playing.
But you were tired now.
I did.
Still 1st down, but this time they only have 5 yards to the end zone. They're going to move Randy Pierce over to the left side. Play clock down to 10. It's going to be a heavy handoff to Josh Slapp. See if he can get those yards, and he will not. They're going to give him 4.999999999 yards.
So 5.
Well, not according to the referees. 1st in a chest, or 2nd down in a chest hair.
Toss or a fullback dive.
Yours. It's going to be a toss play to Vicarian. Great choice, but the defense stays ready. that looked to be 57 coming in to destroy Vicarian. Maybe a little bit of a loss as well as we see that. Yeah, 3rd and inches. It's a little bit further behind now. They're quickly getting down. They want to get this first down. Hand off to Slap. He will power his way through. Will get the first down. And Houston will look to call their first timeout. They're seeing something with a minute left to get some points on the board before this half ends.
Yes, they come out here aggressive with that running game. We've seen it all game long, attacking that strong side of the offense.
And it's been working so far. That's why they got that 14-6 lead. Rollout for Bruin. He's going to roll left and looking for the interception. But Cody Griffin can't get his hands on it. That would have been a momentum shifter.
That would have been a house call, Brett.
Easily. I don't even think OJ was going to run him down.
Absolutely not.
You know, 90 speed, we've only seen it once so far. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers out. You got 2 to the right. Bruin with a 5-step drop, looking down the middle. Throw it to the tight end. Season in this 2nd quarter. Bovine gets another catch. 2nd timeout called by the Headhunters.
I can only hope and pray that Will Todd is not watching this game, because Bovine is getting a lot of opportunity today to make plays.
I wonder if Damon told Bovine to take a shot every time Bovine got a catch. It's going to be 1st and goal officially as they're inside the 10-yard line. Definitely make some noise. Quick step from OJ, looking for the one-handed. And Damon Simeon is probably the most animated that I've seen him here tonight. His arms went so back and forth, I don't even know if my arms can do that.
You know what? I'm not in favor of defensive pass interference penalties, but I thought that was one.
2nd and goal, still at the 9.5-yard line. They got 3 receivers out. It's going to be a quick step, looking for Bovine right at the goal line, but can't get the catch. Another bang-bang play from the Pittsburgh secondary. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
Bovine showing signs of old age and starting to...
The 308-year-old Tiberius Bovine, you know, never mind. 3rd and goal coming up. Houston wants to get some points before the end of the half. Looking for the end zone. And again, looking for Bovine. Maybe a little bit more ill-advised because there was 2 defenders right in the area. 4th down.
Looked like 3 defenders to me, and that ball should have gone elsewhere.
Got Tom Krieg, got Adam Nold right in the vicinity. No, like, I don't think that was the right throw from OJ.
No.
And now it's going to be 4th and goal. It's going to be pretty much a chip shot from Sonny J. Only 27 yards. Can only make it in her sleep.
Right hash mark.
It's a little bit to the right. Has to adjust, and adjust he does. Thank you, Melillo. 13 plays, 50 yards from that 3-pointer will extend the Houston lead. It's now 17-6, and that's points that you want to just before the end of the half.
I agree, but if you're Pittsburgh's defense, you got to be proud of yourselves for keeping Houston out of the end zone.
Yeah, very true. You didn't want this to be 21-6. Then there would be a whole different conversation at the halftime locker room as Pittsburgh's going to get this back with 36 seconds left. We'll see how they do. Return the 4-yard line is going to be Devin Lloyd trying to get through and doesn't quite get to it. Had one more gasp, but couldn't get through. 31-yard line, 34 seconds to go.
I thought he had the opportunity. Let's look at the replay. I thought if he cut left a bit more wide.
Need to go a little bit more wider.
Yeah.
Could have worked. Gotta work on that agility. 34 seconds to change this score for Pittsburgh before the locker room. We'll see if they start going a little bit aggressive. They're going to push Lloyd out to the slot side. We've seen this a few times, get close bunch right to Connor Weston. Price back to throw in a 3-step drop. It's going to be a toss out to Mike Churchill. Probably the best option you could do, as Churchill hasn't really done much on the ground, gets 7 yards.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't invested in him more. They spent a lot of money bringing him in this offseason as a running back. He's barely touched the ball.
Yeah, a lot of money to play with Pittsburgh did. And they gave over $4 million to Mike Churchill to be their starting running back. And so far, a little bit underperforming, but there's still a second half to play out of this. 2nd and 3, they move one receiver out. And hit as he throws, but a great catch from Ben Harrison. Pittsburgh's going to call their first timeout now that they're in enemy territory.
You can't get to the quarterback any faster than that. Reminds me of a Super Bowl when Tom Brady was hit relentlessly at the snap of the ball and kept getting that pass out of there.
There's a lot of stories involving Tom Brady and getting the ball loose. Like immediately afterwards, he's had a lot of pressure applied to him. Same thing there. It's the same thing again. Once again, Eric Price finds a target. It's going to be Devin Lloyd for another first down. Pittsburgh calling their second timeout. They're starting to move again on that pass.
Starting to. Let's see if they can get into position to kick a field goal here.
There's at least about 20 yards that they still have to get in a comfortable range with Vinatieri, and they're going to bring out the pass game. 4 receivers out. My big key in is going to be Connor Weston over on the top. It's going to be a rollout, finding Weston, pushing forward. Turned a 7-yard play into an 11-yard play. Pittsburgh calls their last timeout.
Connor Weston using his frame to bring that ball in. 6'4", 215 pounds. He had a defender draped all over him.
And Weston has definitely been performing here in this first half. 7 receptions, 88 yards. It's been very impressive looking in this first half for Weston. It's going to be a toss play. 10 ticks left to Churchill. He's got to get out of bounds. That's not going to happen. I don't even know if they're going to get this playoff.
They won't.
That's going to turn that into 0 points on the drive for Pittsburgh. Not what they wanted before the end of the half. And that is going to be your second quarter. Houston with a 17-6 lead. Let's take a halftime break here, Eddie, presented by Breaks GPT.
As Rainbows used to say, hashtag kickers matter. Pittsburgh does not have a star kicker on their roster, and I think because of that decision, they paid for it.
Very quickly, we'll head to our break, presented by Breaks GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
We're back here at the second half. Houston has this first half lead. 17-6 is the score. Kind of carrying things momentum here. Brett Solberg and Eddie Gage on the call here at Vipe Sports Stadium here in Houston, Tejas. And Eddie, it's going to be a big second half for Pittsburgh.
It is. They get the ball to start this third quarter. Let's see if they can make a second half adjustment.
The ball's going to be returned right at the goal line. Devin Lloyd looking to get a little bit of momentum started, and he's going to have Pittsburgh starting at the 29-yard line. Eddie, 2 possessions have led to scores for Pittsburgh, both of them being field goals. What needs to change for Pittsburgh to turn 3 into 6?
First of all, they need to get that running game going. They've barely introduced us to a run game. I'd like to see more of that.
I think we've seen Churchill carry the ball maybe 4 or 5 times. Blitz has had maybe 3 carries. No action from Cooper Allen yet.
Yeah.
Would like to see maybe a little bit more involvement than just blocking for Allen, but nonetheless, they've really trusted in this pass game. It's worked a little bit. They're going to pass one more time, finding Lloyd over on the left side. And look at that. Eat my own words, they get a first down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that ball got over the head of Al Ingram III, because look here on the replay, I thought that was picked off.
Yeah, and we have to remember Eric Price coming in from last season was first in completions and first in attempts. So we should have expected this, a lot of passing from Eric Price, and we've seen a lot here tonight with this Pittsburgh offense. 1st and 10 once again. The 3 receivers are going to have 1 receiver flex out. It's going to be a toss play to Churchill. He's going to spin his way around, but can't get through that first level of defense. Jason Peace once again stopping that run.
I'm not sure if you caught it, Brett, but 7-time champion T-Pat walked into the building, and all the coaches got up and saluted him.
That's the only thing you can do with a 7-time champion. To say, give me one of those, please. Oh, the pass. Pocket was collapsing, had to throw the ball, and the pass was almost interception right at the line.
That's impressive agility for a big man.
I remember seeing that in a minor league game with the Chicago Warriors, James Ramos picking off a Bossier City passer on the defensive line. Haven't seen that yet from the major leagues, but nonetheless, it's 3rd and 10. They're moving 3 receivers over to the right side. And it's going to be a play fake. Pursuing defender, looking for receiver, can't get his hands on it. 4th down coming up for the Riverhawks.
Eric Price, as this game has gone on, it seems like he's just facing more and more pressure from Houston up front.
It's early pressure on this first drive for Pittsburgh's second half. And Houston brought thunder, lightning, and the same rain that Texas has been having over this last week.
A lot.
Punt returned by Israel Adams. Gets his way all the way to the 28-yard line. Houston, I would say comfortably, has an 11-point lead at this stage. Do they really need to change anything in their offense?
I would not. In fact, I will continue to face Pittsburgh with that 2-headed running attack.
Yeah, and it has been 2-headed. Vicarian bringing the power, Slap bringing the agility. It's been a nightmare so far in this first half for the Pittsburgh defense to try to cover both. It's going to be a 1st down handoff to Slap. As again, you see that speed coming in, did not get touched before 4 yards in, gets an extra yard out of it for 2nd down.
2nd and 5, staying ahead of the sticks. That's right what the doctor ordered. That doctor being D.R. Sim.
It's a heavy set for 2nd and 5. Look at how many people on the line. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people getting ready to block for Josh Slap, and we're going to see that blocking happen, but not enough to get the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and 1. One more chance for Pittsburgh's defense to stop him.
Not too often you see at the pro level a running back not being touched until he's 4 yards downfield.
No, and that's tough to do. That's big ups to the offensive line for Houston to really be up to task, especially in the 2nd and 3rd quarter so far, to really protect the running backs. 3rd and 1 right to Vicarian. Shovels down a defender. Breaks the speed to the 40-yard line. Gets out of bounds. Flipping the field is Vicarian. And that's got to be the Breaks GPT breakaway play of the game.
I did not get to know the defender, and thank God maybe his mom didn't either, because he just got baptized.
And to steal a quote from Damon Simeon, Dimitri Monzuma, welcome to the Shadow Realm. That's a big momentum swing, momentum shift, even more so for Houston. 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Gonna shift Israel Adams over to the left side. Spreading the defensive line out. Instead of open passes, they're gonna go with a handoff to Slap, trusting their run game, and once again, 6 yards is the name for Josh Slap.
Mike St. Green being a typical diva receiver standing at the line of scrimmage pre-snap saying he's open.
Still only has 1 catch. 2nd and 4, another heavy set, 8 at the line, toss for Vicarian, and it's a smart play from Corey Menard to get to him, but you see that strength once again coming from that beefed up Vicarian to turn no yards into 2.
Sarah Bergens, the wife of Hall of Fame wide receiver D.R. Sim, the pulling guard on that play, springing.
Again, another heavy set, but they got a receiver out on the offset left. But once again, handoff to Slap, and again, we talk about that instant speed, the speed burst that Slap gets did not get touched until after the 1st down marker.
Damon loves Josh Slap, talks about him all the time. I talked to him midweek when he's running Sims, and he just always glees. He's talking about the burst of Josh Slap.
Josh is slapping around this Pittsburgh defensive line as the ball gets handed off to the inside by Vicarian, gets 6 yards, and there's that speed followed by bruising power.
Ground and pound. The new nickname for the Houston tailback tandem.
Yeah, I want to see a graphic from Houston's social media department that says ground and pound with those two men there. And they've been the epitome of ground and pounding tonight. 2nd and 4. It's going to be a toss play to slap and gets a little bit stifled. McFly getting behind the line to slap, but they're going to give him no yards.
3rd down and 4. Pittsburgh has got to have it right here.
Yeah, it's got to be a stop. Another touchdown here. It's going to make that lead even more insurmountable, even with 15 minutes left in this game.
Watch for that strong G-toss.
And Eddie does it again. He predicts the play over to slap.
Oh!
And look at that. 4th and 1. Pittsburgh makes the stop. You've got concessions coming in. And Fuzzy Brows himself makes the challenge. Let's take a retroactive look at that play. Brought to you by Retroid. Get yourself a Retroid Pocket 3+ at GoRetroid.com. Eddie, let's take a look at this.
It was close. I couldn't tell you either way.
It's all about position of the football. We have to look at the terrible angle. Come on, camera crew, what are you doing?
I think it's short.
It's at the line. It's tough to say if it got past it, though.
I think it's short.
And the ruling is going to be overturned.
Oh, but it's still short.
But it's still going to be short. They gave him 2 inches. And look at that, 4th down and 2 chest tears from Curtis. 37-yarder coming up from Sonny J. 3rd attempt of the game is going to be spot up and good right down the middle. Thank you, Malillo. It's going to be another 10-play drive from Houston. More importantly, taking time off the clock.
It took a lot of time off the play clock, and had I had my sheet here, I could tell you just how much. But nonetheless, Pittsburgh, despite all of that, is still only down 2 scores here, Brett.
Yeah, they're fighting. That defense is fighting to give the offense a chance. I'm going to give Pittsburgh defense credit on that. Kickoff return at the 3-yard line for Devin Lloyd. Has plenty of space down. Only gets to the 30-yard line. And you have to think at this point, 5 minutes left in the 3rd, you need to see results in your drive.
You do, and I'm still not a proponent to get away from that running game yet. I'm not sure why we haven't seen much of it, but when they did run the ball, they've shown some signs of success.
Do you want to see more swing passes to Mike Churchill?
I'd like to see some skinny posts.
Skinny post, yeah. That would work as well. See if you can flex him out of the slot. 1st and 10 coming up for Pittsburgh. It's going to be a toss play to Churchill. And again, Jason Peace has been a nightmare for Mike Churchill this entire game, just 1 yard gained.
He's been all over the field doing his best Nathaniel Diggs impression.
I'll accept that. I was going to say Josh Farnsey impression, but, I'd say that's a pretty good comparison. Price back to throw down the middle, looking for Lloyd. Can't get his hands on the football, and then maybe that's where that inexperience comes in. More crunch time means a little bit shaky hands.
He might have been looking at the end zone because had he caught that ball, there was a lot of green grass.
Easily a catch and run for maybe 30 yards, easily. But nonetheless, 3rd and 9. Need to get a 1st down if you're Pittsburgh. You're going to shift Weston over. He's got favorable competition perhaps. He's got Garrett Evans on him. And that's where they're looking for. Weston gets the catch, finds the mismatch on the one-on-one, uses Weston's speed to get the 1st down.
You called it. He had a linebacker covering him, and that's pretty much a handoff in that situation. No way he can keep up with Connor Weston.
Also had Ben Harrison open as well, and that was a one-on-one corner battle. So you had a favorable matchup just on that side alone. Weston over the century mark here tonight. We probably would love a W with that as well. But Pittsburgh's starting to move on this drive. 1st and 10, Price back to throw. He's going to sling it down to the right side, looking for Harrison. Does not get to it. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Week 1 jitters, we've seen it in a game today between Florida and Chicago, and here now in this second contest. These receivers have dropping some catchable passes.
I think our league sponsorship to Butterfingers is now done. 2nd and 10. You got 2 receivers on opposite sides. Price back to throw, finds Lloyd, and it's in and out of his hands. Almost had 2 full feet down, but couldn't quite grasp it. John Barnhart is a menace.
And somewhere Type Attack is saying, I feel the pain, brother.
No, it's funny, I haven't seen much complaining about Laundry on that one, but we've seen it on Houston's end a lot. The stoic Pittsburgh Riverhogs, I guess you can call them. It'll be a play fake, pursuing coverage coming in, had to sling that quickly. Weston was not quite ready for the catch, I think. 4th down.
Yeah, I think that ball was thrown just a tad bit too soon as that ball was out in front of Connor.
But also he had like no time to throw that ball as well. He had a defensive lineman that almost looked like KT Slayer or Anthony Stover. I wasn't too sure which of the tackles were in there, but did no time whatsoever. But Pittsburgh's going to punt this football away once again. It's going to be returned by Adams. Gets up maybe a yard or 2 to the 20-yard line. And now this is Houston's opportunity to basically break away of this game.
Yeah, if they can do what they did just last drive and put some plays together and keep their running back tandem of theirs involved in this drive, they can pretty much put this one away.
I think their goal at the end of this game is to give both Vicarian and Slap 20 carries each. Because that would give them an optimal run game.
Yeah, they're going in.
But they got none on this first play. They want to sling it down the middle, I think, which they will. They're going to give it to Adams. The fumble of football. It's going to be recovered by Tom Krieg. Lifeline given to Pittsburgh.
Wow. I mean, why they came out empty on 1st down, I have no idea, considering the success they had running the ball. No threat of a run game. And wow, unfortunately for Israel Adams, coughs it up and gives the ball to Pittsburgh here in great field position.
It was that blind rage from Corey Menner to pop the ball loose. And then it was recovered by Tom Krieg. Pittsburgh secondary coming in clutch. And you have to think, Eddie, this is the closest they've been in a long while. This Pittsburgh Riverhawks squad, they need to capitalize here on this drive. They're going to start things off with a handoff to Churchill, and guess who? Jason Peace does it again, right at the line of scrimmage. Churchill's going to see him in his nightmares for the next week.
He absolutely will, and should Houston go on to win this ball game, you can best believe that Jason Peace will get a game ball.
2nd and 10, you have to think they're going to give it Churchill's way again. He's got to get the furthest away from Jason Peace, but instead they're going to pass this ball off, looking right, finds Devin Lloyd, and that'll be the first and goal of the game for this Pittsburgh Riverhawks.
Houston has been playing a lot of 2 safety high defense, trying to keep everything in front of them. And you wonder when Pittsburgh is going to take advantage of it and start hitting these shorter to intermediate routes.
They finally got a good one out of it. Devin Lloyd, again, maybe that inexperience coming in with the jarred ball earlier, but coming back with it with another catch. That's big for this Pittsburgh offense at the 9-yard line. They just need to cool things down, keep things composed. They can get themselves to the end zone. They're going to shift Connor Weston to the opposite side of Ben Harrison. And they're going to quickly hand things up, toss that ball off, and gets demolished right at the end. But nonetheless, they still get the positive yardage.
There was a great read and probably the best throw by Eric Price all day. The blitz came in, was right in his face, threw a quick out, easy pitch and catch.
Sometimes the best throws aren't 20 yards out. They're just 5 yards out. And that puts them at the 1.5 yard line. This has to be comfortable territory for at least BB Blitz. They're going to hand this baby off to Churchill, who's going to get the dive and score, and those are the 6 that Pittsburgh needed to get back in this game.
And this crowd has gone silent. They are booing their team.
Just the one side right here.
Yeah, just my goodness, you are relentless. But wow, talk about this stadium has just grown silent. You can just...
Look, I only get one chance a year to call in front of my people. If I can roast somebody in between, I'm going to do it.
Who's calling your game tomorrow?
Oh, geez, I can't even remember. Ethan, play nice for me, please. Thanks. Extra point is good. It's now a 7-point game with 2:10 left in the third. Pittsburgh definitely has some life now.
Yes, they do.
But it all starts with a defensive stop as Houston will get this ball back. Sim getting it to about the 6-yard line. Not touched until the 30, gets to the 32. And if you're Houston, you're a little bit upset with that turnover, but you want to get back to basics.
You do, and it starts with that running game. I was surprised, like I said, that they went away from it. It's one thing to pass, but to come out in an empty set when you've been running the ball literally down their throat, that's disappointing.
Yeah. It's now been 2 Houston turnovers that have led to Pittsburgh scores, but it's only resulted in 10 points. Bruin back to throw into double coverage, looking for DR Sim over on the left side. Cannot connect to him. Second down.
Corey Minner read that play like a book. He was sitting there watching the quarterback's eyes and did everything but pick that ball off. I thought that ball was
It's
gone.
that blind range I was talking about from Corey Manor. He got the fumble. He got the forced fumble earlier, and now he's playing some good coverage to start off this drive. 2nd and 10, empty set, no running back seen within a 10-mile radius. They're going to toss this ball short to DR Sim. It's going to get 5 yards out of it, a little bit closer to that first down marker.
Although they went empty, they kept it short. I like that. Give the ball to your Hall of Famer.
Not every empty set play has to be long. You can sometimes toss that baby short and still get some positive momentum out of it. Now it's 3rd and 5. They got 3 receivers. St. Green on the bottom. Adams going to move to the left side. You got Josh Slapp in the backfield, but it's going to be a pass on 3rd down. Looking for St. Green, gets it. Nice catch and run to get out of bounds right at midfield.
I'm waiting for Mike St. Green to say, what'd you say about just one catch for this
Yes,
game?
he got a second catch. Congratulations.
He looked dead at me when he caught that ball. He's looking
Then,
at
yeah,
you,
then he
not
looked
me.
at me. Then he looked at me afterwards and said, "Shh."
Why is he looking at me? I didn't say
See,
that.
I bring the thunder. I expect to get it back. Thank you, Mike St. Green. 1st and 10 for these Houston Headhunters in enemy territory. Once again, Israel Adams moving. This time to the right side, opposite or right beside Mike St. Green. You're going to hand things off to Josh Slapp, and that speed again paying off. Gets maybe 2-3 yards before contact, ends up with 5 total.
Tough. You get no break. Anytime you're facing a team who has 2-star tailbacks, there is just no relief for the defense.
It's very tough. If you have a solid running back duo, it is a nightmare to just try to scout in the first place, try to figure out what they do. 2nd and 5 goes the other head of the Hydra. And they're going to give it 3rd and inches because his knees went down behind the first down marker. 3rd and inches. 3rd and about the thickness of a $1 bill. No, that's thicker. Oh, Josh Slapp trying to get in. He does. Hey, he's got some strength on those bones too. He gets the first down, and that is going to end the 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh making things spicy. It's only a 7-point affair, 20-13. We'll be right back here, SFL on YouTube.
With your floors up.
Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Albino Superman. 4th quarter is starting here in Houston, Texas, Vibe Sports Stadium. Houston has a narrow 7-point lead. Pittsburgh with a little bit of momentum on their side, but Houston starting to march. First handoff of the 4th quarter goes to Josh Slapp, and there goes that speed once again, powering through, turning 7-11 for a first down.
Pittsburgh was actually bringing a blitz from the corner, but unfortunately for them, the ball was ran to the opposite side of the field.
Just look at that power coming in. Doesn't matter if you're Cain Vasquez. Doesn't matter if you're the 342-pound Bubba Bruiser. He's going to find his way for extra yards. That's a big man.
2 defensive linemen standing up.
Yeah, watch out for that. Bruin back to throw, 3-step. He's going to find Randy Pierce in and out of his hands. Cain Vasquez making up for giving Slapp an extra couple yards with that bone-jarring hit.
That's Randy's 2nd drop of the day. That one prevents him from scoring 6.
Look, Randy's still going to be happy because he still got that touchdown earlier.
That's right.
I think he met his quota.
Bunt set. We haven't seen this one in a while.
That's it. Yeah, we haven't seen much bunch from Houston, but they're bringing this out on a handoff. Forced slap. Gets 2 yards. It's a very positive 2 yards. Adam Nold ready to recognize that to stop Josh Slapp.
Perhaps Houston's being conservative here, knowing that they're already in field goal range for Sonny J.
It's a big third down for both these teams.
Here comes the blitz.
If Houston scores on this one, it'll be at minimum a 10-point lead. Roll out to the right for Bruin. He's going to sling it the other way. One-handed catch from Israel Adams. Gets Houston inside the 5, and more importantly, continues the drive.
I don't know if you saw it, Brett, but once he brought that ball in, he stood up, looked at his team owner, his coach, and said, that's why y'all brought me here, to make plays.
You know what, Eddie? I think it's safe to say that this is the Nice Hands Catch of the Game, brought to you by Retroid once again. Get yourself a Retroid Pocket 2 Go at GoRetroid.com. Those things are amazing.
I tried to buy one. My wife said no.
Well, she can buy one from you then.
No.
Okay. Third and goal at the 1. First and goal here at the 1. And it's an easy walk through from Josh Slapp. Houston grabs back the momentum they had in the second quarter. 6 more on the board for Houston.
6 more on the board for Houston, and all of a sudden this crowd is right back into it, celebrating along with their teammates.
It's a big touchdown for Houston. Pittsburgh had momentum on their side after the fumble recovery leading to a touchdown, getting points on the board. They were starting to stop Houston in certain plays, but this offense found a way to get to the end zone. Extra point from Sonny J is up and good. Back to a 14-point lead, 27-13, with 8.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. There is still a chance for Pittsburgh here.
Still a chance, but it's funny how the crowd will turn on you one moment and be celebrating with you the next.
We're back underway. Pittsburgh ready for the kickoff. Returned at the 3-yard line is going to be Devin Lloyd. Gets to the 30, and that is where Pittsburgh is going to start things off. And Eddie, we've seen a lot of Eric Price throughout this game, and with them down 2 scores, it just reads more Eric Price throughout the rest of the game.
I agree with you. At this time, they got to show and prove why they brought him here. They had a lot of faith in him, reaching out to him in the offseason, bringing him in, and now it's time for him to show and prove why they brought him here.
And if you're looking at anyone to give you clutch moments, if you're Pittsburgh, it's Connor Weston. He's had those moments before with many other teams. It's a reason why he's a former All-Star. There's a reason he's been in the league for 9 seasons. It's a toss play to Churchill, and it's not Jason Peace this time, but it's going to be Chris Britton III coming in to add to Churchill's nightmares.
Barnhart's defensive coordinator was screaming at him, why are you so scared? Get up on the line of scrimmage and challenge the receiver.
Didn't need to.
Didn't need to.
Hey, just say, hey, we know it's a run play. Second down is going to be a quick throw from Price. It's in and out of the hands of Harrison. And that has been the story for these young receivers, Lloyd and Harrison. Too many drop balls.
They continue to show that zone blitz, forcing the ball to Eric's hands, and those receivers just aren't having time to run their routes.
Yeah, sometimes it's just that little difference. You know, D.R. Sim, 19 seasons. Mike St. Green, 9 seasons. Israel Adams, 6 seasons. You only got one person that has longer than 5 seasons in the receiver corps. Price back to throw. Finds Weston, and that's the veteran presence that you need. That experience comes in big with that one-handed catch.
I thought when they signed Connor Weston, he was easily their best free agent acquisition here in their inaugural season.
He's showing it too. That's 242 yards you see from Eric Price. I'd say easily over half of that has gone to Weston.
Gotta be.
I hear the Houston offense just yelling, shut him down. First and 10 coming up for Pittsburgh. Price back to throw again. He's been pass happy, and happy he will stay. Another 8-yard catch to Devin Lloyd. Keep things slow for these young guns. 2nd and 2.
Kept that ball on his outside shoulder because there was duress behind him.
Lots of pressure coming in from Houston. That has been the story of Eric Price. That pocket collapses quickly, and Price has got to be ready for it.
It's
Be a handoff to Churchill. Sometimes that's all you need. Just a handoff every now and again. Churchill will get you that first down.
And DeMond has had to been anticipating that they'd be playing with the lead because they've been playing with 2 safeties high pretty much this entire game, forcing Pittsburgh to put some long drives together.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see Pittsburgh with a long drive out of this. And now Price looking to get himself out of the pocket. He knew that was collapsing. He's gonna get a couple yards out of it. Slow to get up.
Slow to get up.
You could see Corey Menner's heartbeat skip once Eric was down for a bit.
Perfect example of why Ashley does not run with the football.
Second and 7, back to throw is Price. That pocket collapsing again. Finds Weston. I'm not sure if Blake Prine was going to turn his head around, leaving his hand on the football. I don't think he was ready for that, but Weston was.
That was actually Sean Harris on the reception, and you're right. I thought that ball was going to get picked off.
It's tough sometimes to see 81 from 83, and it's even tougher when they both have black arm sleeves. Got to get that fixed. That's an interesting go from Mike Churchill. And that's that running back inexperience coming in. He wanted to swing things around like a jet sweep, and it did not work at all.
Wrong time to call such a play.
You definitely want to go pass at that point on third down. But now, with them having a non-contracted kicker, has led them to punt this football from so close. They're going to have to coffin corner this. That's a really good punt. That's got to be at least at the 5 or 6 yard line. So that is a lot of field that Houston has to work on. And that's probably Pittsburgh's best case scenario.
Absolutely. You know the run game is coming. They're going to try to close this game out. Got to bite down your mouthpiece, try to force a turnover.
Houston's goal is simple. Any points, it seals the deal. Simply put. They're going to start things off at the 6 yard line, delayed handoff to Slap. He's going to get 6 yards out of it. And we've talked about that speed all game, and again, about 3 or 4 yards before he gets touched.
And this defense is starting to show signs of fatigue here. 6 yards on that first carry when you know the run is coming. That's depressing. One
of the most favorite games that coaches love to play, time of possession, and Houston has dominated that game all throughout.
Especially here in the second half.
2nd and 4.
3-4 defense.
Definitely screaming run again, and they will, this time to Vicarian. He's just going to bruise his way for a first down. And this time, he didn't even get touched for 10 yards.
The smile on DeMond's face. Seeing the O-line win at the line of scrimmage.
You know he wants that smile brighter because he's aiming for 37, not 27. Like he said before at the Matt Wilson pregame show.
37 points.
He was aiming for 37. He said that right beside Mike Daggs and Gerald Smith. Two beautiful hosts. It's 1st and 10. They're going to move Randy Pierce over to the left side. Speaking of side, Eddie gave me some side-eye with that remark. Play clock down to 3. They're really eating this clock up. They're going to give it to Slap down the middle. Swarming with black and white jerseys. Manages to get 2 yards out of it. But they're okay with 2.
They are just trying to stay ahead of the chains here and close this ball game out. Avoid the silly mistakes. His coach is probably telling them, keep 2 hands on the football from here on out.
Yeah, the big thing for Houston is just shed that clock. They got 3.5 minutes left to go in this 4th quarter. Use all 3.5 if you can. 2nd down, 1 receiver out on the outside. They're going to shift Randy Pierce over to the left side to help out. And they almost don't get it off, but they do. That's another big hit from Shepard Vicarian. My goodness, it has been a show and a half, and I think that was on Corey Manor.
Yeah, I couldn't quite, it was a 40-something. I couldn't quite get the number, but my goodness.
Corey Menner has joined Dimitri Monzuma in the Shadow Realm.
Yes.
If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, you need a Monster Reborn to bring him back into the field. 3rd and 3 coming up. Pittsburgh needs a stop here. again, bringing that clock all the way down. Easy first down and a spin move to boot from Slap.
Oh, it's hurt.
And now, in the fourth quarter, down goes Slap. Down goes Slap.
Someone get that man a standing 8 count and hope he's okay.
I apologize. I had to bring the boxing commentary since I have a boxing expert right over here. But down goes Slap. It's going to be all on the feet of Shepard Vicarian, maybe for the rest of this game.
Probably so.
Man, going out on 109 yards, I'd call that a good day in the office.
Absolutely.
Another first down coming up for Houston here. It's another heavy set. They're going to go fullback dive. They're going to give it to the tight end, Daisy Peace. She's going to get 3 yards.
What a hit.
Don't think Daisy was quite ready. Got a big hit on that too, yeah? Might be 6'7", 245, but you can get hit by anybody.
No man wins.
Second down, we're nearing the 2-minute warning. I don't know if they're going to get this play off, and they don't. 14-point lead for Houston with 120 seconds left. If they continue this way, it's going to be easy goings. 1-0 start for Houston. We'll be right back in just a few seconds. It's 2 minutes ago in the fourth quarter. Houston has a comfortable 14-point lead, and they're going to look to use Pittsburgh's 3 timeouts with this drive. It's going to be a toss play to Vicarian. He's going to bruise one down. Vasquez manages to wrap him down. It's going to be a big third coming up.
Corey, that time redeeming himself. One-on-one situation and gets him down to get him, keep them, give themselves life to try to come back and
still 5 yards to go here on this third down as well. So this is a big opportunity for Pittsburgh to stop it. Only use 2 of those timeouts. And once again, right to Vicarian, has a good lead, but gets stopped right before the first down marker. Pittsburgh uses their second timeout, but the most important thing, they're getting the ball back.
Yes, they are. Oh, wow, they're going for it.
Yeah, they got Bruin out. They're saying, hey, Mr. Sahlberg, we don't have our special teams unit out. We got ourselves a 4th and inches, and it's coming from Houston. Right there, quick first down, and that could be the final nail in the coffin for Pittsburgh here tonight.
Vicarian runs for that first down, looks out to the crowd and says, thanks for coming, good night, and drive home safely because this ball game is over.
And look at that. Both running backs over the century mark for Houston here tonight. It's over 115 yards of total rushing offense from this Houston Headhunters squad. You can easily say that run game is the difference maker in this matchup.
Picking up right where they left off from last season, Houston, one of the best running games in the league, finished second, I believe, behind only Canton.
Yeah, Canton was a powerhouse with the Rojo to Lee connection. Yeah. And now you have to start thinking about slapping Vicarian. And you have to think Vicarian is probably one of the more underrated pickups of the offseason as well. Didn't talk nearly enough about him. Yeah. Coming from Jacksonville, we saw signs of brilliance coming from Vicarian and Sean Sanders as well, as they're just going to knee things out, let this clock run. And yeah, Houston starting off with a 1-0 campaign to start it off.
Talking to DeMar in the offseason, talking about Vicarian, and he was just all smiles, talking about what he saw out of him in Sims in practice.
Yeah, coming up after this at 9 o'clock, we're going to see ourselves Mexico City and Louisiana. Battle of the pregame shows. We're going to see Mike Deggs and Gerald Smith hopefully have a hockey fight in the third quarter.
Who you got winning that one?
I'm gonna abstain since they're both here. As they look at me with great intent, but I have a thing for tattoo sleeves, so I got to go with Mexico City.
I think Gerald can take him, man. I think Gerald got it.
Eddie, these two teams are going to have tough matchups heading into week 2. Pittsburgh going all the way to Canton, Ohio to play the Classics in week 2. Talk about a tough first 2 weeks, whereas Houston, They're going to go to Canada Field next week and meet the Vancouver Legion. But with this game, it is all set and done. Make the final 27-13. Houston seals this one at home with their run game. Eddie, break it down.
Houston defends home court. They did it with timely receptions on third down, along with a heavy dose of the running game. As you said, both running backs go over 100 yards apiece, and they just dominated time possession.
And you'll see the big stat there, rushing yards. Houston multiplied them by 10, 208 to 20. Big difference maker out of it, as well as time possession that we'll see here. A good 9-minute difference between these two, which really set the momentum for Houston in that first quarter to carry things off. 211 yards and a great effort from both these running backs. A great work from the defense as well, and this led to a Houston victory.
O.J. Bruin only 9 of 23, but they didn't need him. That running game for Houston did all the work for him.
That's going to do us here in Houston, Texas. Houston gets their first win of the season, 27-13, over the newly promoted Pittsburgh Riverhogs. For Cameron Irvine, for everyone here in the South Shore Harbor Resort, and on behalf of Eddie Gage, my name is Brett Sahlberg, and I'll bid you a badoo.
Arizona, I love y'all, man. Yo, I appreciate every last Scorpion that came out here. It's a damn shame we got to wait till Sunday to play our game, the last game of the matchup. I can't even enjoy myself out here because all the stress I'm up under. We played dead last. You got a damn Hall of Fame strong safety over here, a Hall of Fame defensive tackle back there, Hunter Norwood, a Hall of Fame quarterback in Ashley Jackson, and we the damn last team on the docket. The disrespect is real. But yo, we gonna go get them, y'all. I'm loving this game, y'all. My defense, man, look, I'm hoping to put on the show tomorrow, y'all. But we shall see.
This is a live game, not the streets are talking. Let's go.